It's a lovely title menu, isn't it? It's really nice. Very, very nice indeed. We got some lovely clouds. It's a lovely title menu, isn't it? Can't shrink myself. There we go. Good morning, good noon, good night, wherever you are. I'm going to put a goal on here. 5 super chats in 2 hours, and I will continue to exist. That's how I'll celebrate. That's how I'll celebrate. If we get 5 super chats in this chat, I will continue to exist, rather than ceasing to exist. I'm good. I'm good. I just need to pop out the chat so that I can see the text bigger. I keep getting bad eyes from switching screens. How are you doing, Stanley? I'm terrible with remembering names, but I feel like I haven't seen that name in the chat before. Well, I could be totally wrong. Just been doing a few of these streams in the last few weeks where I think this came from, like, I was asking for suggestions of games that are being kind of publicly developed on YouTube, and I think this was one of the ones that came up as a sort of YouTuber game where people have been following the devlogs and stuff like that. So I'm always interested to play these blind, because we usually have a few people in the audience who have kind of followed the game, and I don't know anything about it, right? Besides what it looks like on Steam. So maybe I'll just drop a quick blue sky to the dev. See if they're online. Did that the other day with Into the Grid, and they came into the chat and we got to ask them questions about the game, which was cool. So I'm just going to give it one more minute and then I'll start the game proper, because I didn't want to start ahead of the scheduled time. There is not a blue sky account for the game. Oh well. So I know this is a sort of cute top-down fantasy game. I think it's going to be kind of Zelda-ish. To escape the threat facing their homeland, the sage's apprentice ventured through a portal leading to unknown lands. We got repetition of lands there. There must be a way to save Moonshire. This writing is quite snappy. They're not going through like paragraphs and paragraphs, which is nice. Little inventory. Love the way that zooms the game camera a little bit, and A button to use your sword, slimes. Really nice. Oh, just realised the screen's gone off again. What's going on? There we go. Right, let me just fix that. As soon as I click into it and give it control, it messes up again. Let me find if there's a game setting to put us in a window that might get around this. Yeah, so I click out into OBS and it works, and then I start playing the game and it doesn't work. Let's turn full screen off and see if that fixes it. There we go. Gonna have to just play in a window. Dev, if you're watching this back, doesn't play nicely with OBS when it's full screen. There we go. That will do for now. Just make the screen a bit larger so we lose some of those edges. Yeah, the first bit of combat you get feels great. That like knockback on the last hit, really nice. Although I'm getting a mouse tutorial now. Okay, triangle is to pick up stuff. So that hasn't gone into my inventory, which makes me think maybe you've got some sort of single-use weapons that you pick up, like torches and stuff. Sunflower checkpoint. Really nice transition animation. There's like kind of pixel art where someone's doing it because they think it's the easiest way of doing their art, and then there's pixel art where someone has obviously really studied what they're doing, and this is definitely in that second category. Got a seed. Can I pick that up? Oh yeah, it's very linked to the past. I wonder what the game structure is going to be like, though. If it's going to be like a Zelda game where you kind of go around a set world, or whether this is going to have some dungeon generation stuff going on in it. I haven't even read what genres it's in on Steam. I missed that tutorial. That's lovely. Can I pick these up? Are they not? Are they pick-upable? No. Just debris. Who's this? Much bigger than me. Are you out there in the forest? I didn't realize anyone had left town. Actually, you don't look familiar to me. Are you one of the new ones? Yes. That explains why we haven't met. Okay. Ah. Okay, so you can smash the item that you're carrying and use it to heal. Yeah, the dev is a YouTuber. I mean, I put a post up a couple of weeks ago asking people to recommend games made by YouTubers. Just because I thought that'd be an interesting set of things to look at. Hi there, welcome to my shop. I don't have much for sale though. I'll have more in stock soon. Okay. Do you mind if I smash your barrels? Very satisfying. The game is quite, if you look at the art, it's quite strict about pixel size. You do have this kind of modern animation where the things are splintering and moving apart at sort of smaller than pixel, and the kind of blossom stuff going past, but it's very kind of strict about its rules for how the pixel art works and how different things move around and stuff. Yeah. That's how you know you're in a Zelda game. I got a fish. I got a fish. Color palette's really nice as well. Oh. Can't swim. Because it's got a really consistent kind of set of rules for how outlines are used. Like that edge of that grass on the floor doesn't have an outline because it's not important for us to be able to, you know, it's just kind of flavor detail rather than important communication. We're going into the spooky place. Uh-oh. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Just like the feel of the knockback. It's very, very clear when you're hitting stuff. Yeah, the destruction feels very good, and dealing damage to enemies feels very good. Oh, I can recolor your outfit. Oh. I don't understand. Have I done that? I'm blue now. I need to find another item to eat. A massive statue looms above, the stone weathered from years of silent observation. A strange force entices you to place a diamond in the pedestal. You don't have a diamond. No, I saw the shop lady was selling diamonds. Don't know what the exchange rate is going to be like on that. But is that the only way to get a diamond, or is buying one from shop lady like a shortcut? Who knows? I remember one of the... did anyone ever play the Shining games on the Sega? Like Shining the Holy Ark and Shining in the Darkness and stuff like that. One of them was a bit like this. I guess it's kind of Chrono Trigger as well, but particularly reminds me of one of the Shining games. I can't remember which one it is. Keep accidentally hitting the menu button because it's like square or X. It's one of the face buttons. Purple dye? That's all I want. I want to be purple. Slightly confusing. There we go. I want to go for purple and red. The old Magneto special. I can control magnets. Yeah, all of the sound design so far has been quite enjoyable, even if I keep accidentally clicking on the inventory when I don't mean to. So when you pick up a torch, you get one of those little flamethrowers with it, and then it just becomes a stick. Which is cool. Cool mechanic. Like the way that you either have a sword or you have an item that replaces your sword temporarily. It's quite nice. It sort of reminds me a little bit of something like Spelunky. The kind of, I know we have a separate inventory in this, but that idea of like an inventory of one, I think you can get some very interesting moment-to-moment decision making in a game when you have that whole, oh, your character can only have one thing in their hands type thing to deal with. Hi, Icy. We sent for reinforcements hours ago, and you're the only one that showed up. I mean, I'm wearing your colours now, at least. Did anyone brief you on the mission? No, but I'm going to say they did. That red beast appeared out of nowhere and wounded 2 of my soldiers earlier. I'm putting you on the front line, so go up ahead and we'll back you up. Okay, cool. Time to fight a red beast. Oh, is it literally just here? Oh, thank you, Radu. Appreciate it. Sorry, I couldn't offer a greater reward than me just simply continuing to exist. Okay, we're giving him some damage over time with the fire weapon, which is quite good. Yeah, the smashing any item to heal thing is quite a cool little feature. Feels like that's their little superpower. Where's this? Excuse me, are you a friend? You don't look like a friend. Okay. Do I need to hit them into the rocks to actually get through there? If so, that's cool. Ah! Sorry about that. The manager will wing my neck if he knew I was sleeping on the job. Everyone else here went to fix the old lightning core. There's some kind of malfunction that's way above my pay grade. Say, you might be able to help me out here. What do you say? Sure, whatever. This facility is powered by a lightning core, which is a large device that absorbs nearby electrical energy. That old core is on the fritz though. There's a malfunction that nobody can figure out and it's starting to get dangerous. Yeah, okay. Go and get some safety gear. I don't want to have to wear safety gear. I've got my little purple cloak on. Yeah, the ground is distinguished from the objects and characters. That's a good point. It's yeah, I kind of tend to go back to Binding of Isaac a lot for teaching stuff like information hierarchy and how to use outlines, but this is following a lot of the same sort of rules as that. You can see some of these objects that are supposed to be a bit softer, they don't have black outlines. These clouds have a teal outline, and then the tile set on the ground is like much lower contrast than the outlines that the like any object that has collision has a kind of harder outline than an object that doesn't, kind of thing. Makes it very easy to sort of understand what you're looking at, how it all works. Morning, kitten. Anyone who watches this without the chat will just think I'm randomly calling someone a pet name whenever I say hello to kitten. I like the fact that we've got into a totally different area so quickly. I don't know if it's because it's the demo, but we started off in your very bog standard green fantasy place, and Ah, there we go. That's how you do that. You can't hit the zappy guys with the sword. It zaps you. Over here. Oh. Yeah, using those guys to blow stuff up is quite challenging, actually. I'm going to get out of here for now. But I like the fact that we can go to a new area straight away. Even if I'm not supposed to be there yet. Maybe I am. I mean, I beat that little red boss. And then that opened up, so maybe I am supposed to go straight in there. Hard to say. Let's see what the soldiers have to say. Can I plant 3 seeds? Okay. Here we go. Oh, it grew some bones. That makes sense. So the soldiers I was with have just abandoned me. That's a bomb hole if I ever saw one. That crack in the wall. Hi, I am Mumma's birth 50. Yeah, it's very neat. Look at that lovely little thud when I roll into a wall. Lots of lovely attention to detail in this. Don't think I've really found anything about this game that I find weak yet, really, or that bothers me, but we'll see. We've got 2 hours, so... If we miss your game jam this month, is there another one coming soon? So I want to try and do them regularly, but I want to keep doing these longer ones because I think they're a bit more inclusive of people that have jobs and kids and stuff. So maybe we'll do one every 3 months, so there's like 1 a quarter. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see. Grab some safety gear from the storage platform east of here. Okay, that's what I'm supposed to be heading for. I need to read what they say. The sort of economy of using these guys to blow stuff up. So that guy... I used him to blow up the route to the treasure chest, but then I needed to kind of die and respawn to use him again. Yeah, all the little physics interactions when characters just like die and knock into each other and stuff is great. It feels really good when you manage to make one character blow up in another one and hurt them. But yeah, I've been, regarding the game jam, I've just been doing little streams of my own art for the game that I'm working on for the game jam, which has been fun as well. It's probably one of the only times people will see me make a game on this channel, because a lot of the games I work on for my sort of consultancy work as my day job, I can't stream about, I can't talk about only in really vague terms because of contracts and stuff. So it's nice to have something that I can make live on the channel. Right, we go around to that bottom right bit that I haven't managed to clear out yet. Just trying to hit that guy into the right point sort of explodey bunny guy to get that nice choppy thing up there. Yeah. I've got a choppy thing. Yeah, I couldn't hit these guys with my sword. I can hit them with the special chopper. Although I don't think this was what I was sent to get. But hey, I've got it now. I'm installing a replacement lightning core, and it's been a while since I've seen any of my co-workers. Something doesn't seem right. I need you to go and check on the defective lightning core to see what the problem is. Just follow this green path west and up to the elevator. You might need to move some platforms around to get there, because you're in a video game. Use a lightning rod to clear any debris blocking the path. Charge up your attack and that lightning will blast it away. Ah, I think what he's trying to tell me is I can pick these up now that I've got the gauntlets. Yeah, cool. So... that's great. I really like that. Very, very fun boomstick. We like the boomstick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's Jeff. Yeah, the background is really nice. I think this is a very good example of how to do a game that is mostly in pastels, that is still very easy to read as well. Because you've got all of these like cool colours in the foreground, and then the background is a little bit more kind of pinky purple, and that kind of creates a lot of legibility as well as the outlining. I love the fact that when we do these streams, it's like, if you watch anyone else play a game, you're kind of talking about what you're doing in the game, and we're just like, I like the outlines. You know, I'm not an art person, I'm a game design person, but I still think it's nearly always relevant to talk about, even if you're concentrating on the game design, because of how much it communicates. I'm going to need to break that now and get my health back. So if you've just tuned in, this is Moonshire, which is a kind of Zelda-y type game, which I'm already having a lot of fun with. And one of the cool features is you've got this kind of inventory of one of an item you can hold and use instead of your sword. And you also sort of consume the item to get health. I don't know how that works in terms of lore, but you know, maybe we're like Gale in Baldur's Gate 3 and we're just like, om nom nom nom, I need to eat magical items. But it's a nice decision point in the game of like, oh, I want to keep my weapon, but I also need health, so I might have to eat it. Yeah, so if you want me to play a game that I haven't chosen to play, you need to submit it by the form that's on the front page of the YouTube channel. I did get your email, but I don't accept Indies Under the Knife submissions through email anymore. They have to go through the form, so I can sort them into genres and stuff like that and work out a stream that they fit into. Let's go south. Let's test Numa's theory. I can't get onto that platform from this platform. Right, I need to get onto that other crossover, which you can't without going all the way around, I think. Oh no! Yeah, maybe it could benefit from a mini-map. I sort of have mixed feelings about those sorts of things. I like having to get to know my way around properly, but this is very disorienting. But I don't know if that's a problem so much as just part of what the game is. So yeah, if you're relatively new to the channel, I do a stream on Thursdays where I play games that you guys have sent me. I used to do those as review videos, but they took a long time to make, and with the new Thursday streams, I will be able to cover more games at once. So I've got the next 3 weeks, I've got them scheduled and in the diary for Indies Under the Knife on a Thursday. And there's like a stream where we're just doing puzzle horror games and a stream where we're doing games with like a cool art style. I've tried to make it clear what each stream is about in terms of not just game genre, but like what the appeal of the game is, so people can tune in for the ones that appeal to them the most, rather than it just being a random collection of games each time. Game over. But yeah, there are a couple of rules on that form. I don't cover games that are finished and released. They have to be something that you're still working on. Hey Jill. Jill, I feel like this game is potentially quite a good reference point for you, because it's like doing very similar things with its color palette. I think this is a very good example of how to make a sort of pastel game that is very legible. I don't know if I have to say pastel, because that's how the Americans say it. We say pastel in England, but the Americans say pastel. Oh, I'm making a pixel art game with a pastel palette. That's my American game developer voice. That's how they speak. Oh, I'm making a video game. Zappy boys. So I'm wondering about these ones with the broken button on. Do we have to do anything with those? Can we do anything with those? I mean, we've had quite a few sort of enemy puzzles previously of like having to knock enemies into each other to do stuff. So I wonder if there's anything else like that coming up with charging things, like dropping enemies into other things to charge them. I sell pixel art and pixel art accessories, I tell you what. I don't know what King of the Hill is, that's just my game developer voice. Third person. Okay, I haven't actually picked up one of these leaves yet. It does a sonic boom! I don't know if calling out different pronunciations is necessarily making fun of. I just Pastel is one of the ones that I just didn't hear until I was an adult, you know? There are certain words that don't get used that commonly. So you just don't hear that a different culture pronounces them differently until like way, way later, and it's like, huh? You know? Right. I've got... So the gauntlets allow me to pick up these lightning rods. The green leaf is just a different weapon, I think. I am a little bit lost in this section. I think we found a way that it looked like was the way forward, and now I can't find my way back to it, so... Definitely a little bit... Yeah, I would say I have zero problems with this game yet, and I am quite happy to just wander around, but I'm definitely getting lost, so a mini-map might be welcome. But I also suspect it's one of those things that the developer has thought about, and if they haven't put it in, then they probably have a good reason to. That's the kind of thing, one of the biases you get when everything in a game is such high quality, which is kind of what's going on here. You sort of give the developer a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt of like why they've done certain things, because it seems like the rest of the game is like, oh well, yeah, it seems like you kind of know what you're doing, so if you haven't done this or that, then it's probably for a good reason, or you've tried it out and then taken it away. I'm not going to go and look at their devlogs and find out if they had a mini-map at some point and got rid of it, but it's the only problem I'm having is with navigation. How dare you? Well, I don't think we've seen this section before. Do not zap me. Leaf the comedy to the professionals. Amazing. I wish I'd seen your Sub-Zero. I wish I'd seen your comment when I actually had the leaf and it made sense. So yeah, if you joined late, this has a little dye system where you can change the color of your items on your clothing, which is very, very... This appeals to me a lot. Like, I do not need a game to have loads and loads of customization, but if I can change the color scheme of something, then that goes so far for me to feel a bit of ownership. My biggest Dragon Age Failguard disappointment was not having the, like, fully customizable fashion stuff that it had in Dragon Age Inquisition. That, at the end of Dragon Age Inquisition, that was the whole game to me, was just like... I had a colour scheme for my party and I wanted to get everyone in the same sort of gear. Yeah, the lightning symbol on the stone square. That's yeah, how we activate those. So actually the broken ones are the ones that we've used before, right? Which is what I was missing before. Because I kept walking over the broken ones and thinking they were already there, but they were the ones that we'd already activated earlier in the level. So when we first got up to this cloud space, we didn't have the ability to pick up these lightning rods because you had to go somewhere and beat a boss to get the alchemical gauntlets that let you hold zappy things. So it is a kind of very Zelda-y, Metroid-y kind of way of unlocking areas by requiring particular items. But it's not like a key item thing, you know, you have to actually use the item to get through a barrier or something, and I like that stuff. It's nice. Is this the way we haven't been? Yeah, I think so. Well, it's going to let us... Let's get a leaf. Actually, I'll eat this one. Keep forgetting I can do that. Yum, yum, yum. I think we're going to get up to the next level if we go up here, so I'm not going to backtrack too much and see if we've missed stuff, because I want to see as much of this as we can in the 2 hours. You know what? Section 1 is one of the first games I've streamed recently where I'm like, I kind of want to stream this regularly, or at least play more of it. I only downloaded the demo, but I think I will get the full game. Sometimes you just got to go up in the sky and fight an anime girl in an orb. I don't know where the last sunflower was, but hopefully those parts that we shifted are still where they were. So, yeah, so like we can still go through to fight her. It's quite forgiving with that stuff. You can see they placed 2 different weapons either side of the boss area, so you can sort of try it with them, which takes the edge off of having to retry something. You get like a different choice of like how you attempt to do it. Oof. I need to learn to dodge those. I don't have a sense of like how different the damage is from different weapons. Like how granular everything is. Oh, orb. Oh, I'm not doing very well at this. This phase is particularly difficult. Because we don't get anything else to pick up in that arena as well, so you're sort of limited to the weapon you've got and the health you can get from eating it. Ugh. I wonder if I can hit the projectiles. I haven't really been trying. Oh, I needed to eat the axe before that happened. Quite a steep ramp in difficulty from the standard enemies to the boss, but maybe I'm just not grokking the movement on this. It's not probably making it look harder than it is, because There's not a bunch of different phases to learn here that are like super different from each other. It's just the kind of rushing past and then different bullet hell stuff happening, which none of it is like overwhelming. I think it's just because the health is so, you know, you've only got 3 points. Dagnabbit. Dagnabbit. Did much better that time. I mean, I'm not even sure if there's really anything else I can go and do if I can't get past this, so I'm gonna have to keep at it. Let me ask you a question. Come on, Orb Lady. Be reasonable. Oh. Got used to watching the other side the first time they'd come from the left. Oh. Who? Evil diamonds. I'm gonna go back. I don't know what there is to go back to, but I just don't want to fight her again. Okay, brings us all the way back down. Interesting. Ah, hang on, I have an idea. Can I get a lightning rod? It doesn't tell you how much HP the boss has. It's like there's no visual kind of guidance for that, I guess, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I was kind of getting the hang of the bullet hell patterns, and then I would kind of get used to that, and then the thing where she rushes past would catch me off guard each time. But just had an idea. Yeah. What's this? Seem to not be able to move. I think we've maybe hit a bug. That's the you can't move now weapon. Try that again. No, it crashes the game. I press attack with that thing in my hand and the game stops. That sucks. Yeah, I hope they know about that one. That's a pretty annoying thing to trigger a freeze. I don't know what it is. Something to do with how that weapon animates or something. I couldn't possibly know just by guessing, but that's a shame. When you save at the sunflower, it remembers what you had in your hand, which is good to know. Hi, Lowls. I'm going to go back a little bit with the rod, and... Right, so we can't use it in here. That doesn't help us. Does this sort of act as a... It acts as a torch as well, that's good. So you've got all of these sort of temporary items, like torches and stuff, that act as weapons. They all sort of have multiple uses. Like the torches let you blow fire onto enemies that do damage over time. The lightning rod has this explosive effect that lets you clear routes through things. Which is nice, right? Because if you think of the way that this happened in Zelda was like you collect bombs and then they're in your inventory and you can do whatever you want and then use the bomb to go through a wall. This is like, if you want to take an explosive item to go and deal with a wall, you need to be carrying it and it's your only weapon until you're done with it, which is interesting. I quite like that approach. You got the flotation device. You can now swim further without fear of sinking. Oh, lovely. That's all I've ever wanted, really, is to be able to swim forever without fear of sinking. I don't know how designed this game is to do in, like, whatever order you want, but it feels pretty open. Plop, plop, plop. Excuse me. Ah, some bones. Don't know what they're for yet. I got some earlier as well for planting some seeds. Don't know what they do. Plop. Ouch. What's that? Oh. There doesn't seem to be a map. There is a... Hang on. What's going on with my screen here? All super zoomed in. I think I've somehow got the game stuck to some ultra zoomed in mode that I can't do anything about. There we go. Really fighting with OBS this game, not getting on very well with screen recording. Like when I put it on full screen it just goes black on OBS, and when I put it on on a window it goes in a window like this. We'll just have to make do for now. Yeah, so we've got... Yeah, we don't have any sort of map, as far as I can tell. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if it was one of the things that you unlock later on in the game, or from going to a particular place, because if you look at the way that the swimming was handled, right, there will be a bunch of places in the game where we can go and swim now that we just didn't have access to before. So I wouldn't be surprised if a map is handled in the same way, where it's like, oh, something gonna summon here. Ah! Vampire Survivors reference. Oh no. The mother ball. Oof. Don't know where we got our last sunflower. I don't think it was that near there. Oh well. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be very non-linear actually in terms of how you get around in this world. I don't want to put a diamond on the pedestal. I don't have one. You can't make me. Andreas said, do I feel like there are any areas or genres of games you struggle with analyzing or critically viewing? I think when people send me art games, that's difficult. So games that are just meant to like express how you feel about something, right? That's an art game. Because they are not doing the same things that games as entertainment do. And I think sometimes horror games fall in that category as well, because, you know, my idea of a horror game is it's still doing everything a video game would normally do. Like, you know, you're getting immersed in an environment and you're solving puzzles, or you're doing some other thing, fighting, whatever it is, and the horror is just a theme on top of that. But games that are pure horror, which don't have anything else to do in them except for basically be scared, those ones I just don't personally understand the appeal of them to the point where, yeah, it makes it quite difficult to analyze them. Thanks, Yeso. Who's this? You'll end up dead if you go out in the wilderness without the proper equipment. I mean, you could have told me that before I went out in the wilderness without the proper equipment. There's plenty of weapons here in town, but between you and me, it's all junk. I'm getting paid for quantity, not quality. With the right materials, I could arm these soldiers with the finest weaponry you've ever seen. Ore doesn't grow on trees, though. Want to support the troops with 5 ore? I think I've got 5 ore. There you go. Have some more. Okay, so we have a cute little town where the little soldiers live, and we have to come back and help them occasionally. And then from there we have spooky fighty stuff in all directions, I think. This is kind of the area we came to earlier. Looking around to see if there's anything that we couldn't do then, like, you know, a hole in the wall that we can do something with. Does this allow you to chop? There's got to be a way to get across those without triggering them. Is it a roll? Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, we got a sort of dashy roll type thing we can do. We get some seeds from the trees. You occasionally find a hole in the ground you can plant some seeds in, and then you get stuff. Some golden nougat. Hello. It's a spicy slime. Can we go up here? Anything up this way? Oleg said, how big do you think the backlog of games submitted to your feedback program is? Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly without checking the spreadsheet. I would say there's about 30 or 40 in there. But now I've started grouping them together to do streams with 4 games at once. I think we're going to get through them a lot quicker. Because, yeah, before I was doing like 1 a week, and I would occasionally combine them together and do a video with 3 games in if I could match the theme, but now if we're doing like 4 a week, we'll get through it much quicker. But, I mean, there are a few things I can rule out straight away anyway. Like, basically, if a game is at such a prototype level that it has no art, those ones are often difficult to justify streaming because it's not very interesting for people to watch, right? So, I've grouped them together based on what I think the appeal is, which is why there's like a dark fantasy stream and a games with weird art styles stream, right? And we'll go from there and see how that works over the next few weeks. Just have to keep adapting what I do and how I do it, and based on what people get out of the channel and what's easier to do and all of these things. It's just like designing anything else, you know. So as you upgrade the blacksmith, you get different weapons lying around in here that you can pick up, I guess. That's what's going on there. Hello, it's Thorin Oakenshield. Perfect timing. There's a... I know this is gonna... This one calls for... This calls for Sean Bean. Perfect timing. There's a group of soldiers out in field that are in need of reinforcements. I don't know where you're currently stationed, but I'm reassigning you to this mission. Has it not occurred to you that I'm a tiny wizard and not one of your soldiers? Have you not noticed that? It's dangerous out there, but as long as you don't get lost, you'll be able to catch up with t'others. Head west out of town and follow the torches. Okay, I've kind of already done that then, so I kind of jumped ahead. Oh look, I can go in here and... What if I put my Moonshire bed next to yours? What if all 3 of us put our Moonshire beds together? How about that? I have to kill him, otherwise it's not Sean Bean. Oh no, I am dead. That is what I do. What if we put our Moonshire beds together and then also a chair for someone to sit on and a stool for them to rest their feet on? What if we put all 3 of our Moonshire beds together and a chair and a stool for someone else, and then we got another bed and put it on the other side? That's good feng shui. What was your game that you made? What sort of thing did you make? Easy, feeding a whole army. Plant any extra seeds you find in these soil patches. If you do all three, I'll give something for your work. Okay, so we've got all the kind of mechanics that live in other parts of the games, but they've got like a kind of soft tutorial here in the town, which I kind of skipped earlier. I think I just ran past all this. Or maybe we just didn't make it to the town before. I don't know. This is cute. Ah! Thank you, Seamus. Appreciate it. You don't have enough seeds. You can get them from chopping down that tree, though. Do I have enough now? No, I've got two. I've got 2 seeds. Seamus dropping the absolute banger Irish proverbs in the chat. I appreciate it. Someone's got to be here with the Irish proverbs. See, I've seen other streams where when someone does a super chat, it pops up on the screen. I don't know how to do that. I think you have to do it through YouTube Studio. Ooh, we've gone behind the waterfall. See, that's video games. If I can't go behind the waterfall, why are you putting a waterfall in the video game? It's the purpose of waterfalls, to have stuff behind them. Right, we've got another diamond demon thing, and oh, I fought this one earlier, didn't I? Maybe it's just like a repeating mini boss. Oh no, it's bugs. Canterbury Sales. Interesting. That sounds cool. Yeah, those sort of trading games. We've got someone in the Discord that's working on like a space game where you sort of go between planets trading. And I think the hardest challenge to get over is like giving the player enough knowledge to understand the value of things without just sort of putting it on a table so they can always see it, because that kind of means that there's no way for them to not know it as well, you know? Difficult challenge. Ah! Stupid slug bug. So that was a boss that we saw earlier, but it had another evolution stage. It's also not making us fight the earlier stages of this boss again, which is very kind of them. Need to go in there with a weapon, so I've got the extra health from the weapon when I need it as well. So I thought I went through the sunflower holding a weapon, so I should have saved. I'd had an inventory save then, but we'll see. If I go in the water, does this go out straight away? Hi, Mario. Bosch paintings with... Oh yeah, Oleg, I've seen the description of your game in my spreadsheet, I think, the Canterbury sales. So yeah, it's definitely going to get seen at some point in the next month. I found the description of the game very interesting. Yeah. Spooky trading game with creepy art is a good combination of things, I think. Yeah, definitely do need some sort of world map to be able to have any idea where I'm going in this, but again, maybe it's something we have to work for and unlock. Don't know. Do I still have the sword? Yeah, okay. Let's go back and find that boss. I have come to kill a flower. A very nasty flower. The waterfall up here? Really nice different sort of slight changes in the color and stuff when you go into different areas so that it feels different. It's nice. Kind of maybe helps me to navigate and understand which area I'm in as well. These slight changes in the lighting and everything. Eat my sword. Oh. Oof. Yeah, the bosses feel like a real slog, and I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But there's not loads of combat in the wild, and that means that when you come to the bosses, it feels like you're not super practiced in the combat, which means then that you, yeah, even just like rolling and attacking mechanics, you're not doing them as much between the bosses. So when you come to the bosses, you don't have the practice. But I don't know if the boss just feels particularly hard because I, you know, only have 3 health, and maybe there's some way of leveling that up. But the bosses are a real slog. But we did that one, so let's go back and check out that lightning one again. See if I can do that one. Bowler's asked about a tool they're making similar to Pico 8. I think that's more of a question for the chat, really. Like, I get so little time to do hands-on work with tools that I just don't have many opinions about tech. You know, like when I get to work on my own projects, it's usually Game Maker because I know how to use it already. Like, I would love to have the time and energy to sit down and learn Godot, because I can see I've spent enough time looking at it to understand what it does differently and how kind of nodes work and how the controller mapping is better and all of these things. But just like having the time to learn the syntax of a new language and the layout of a new piece of software, you know, I think it's like, I guess if you've got a day job where you do something completely unrelated to games, then doing that kind of technical learning as a hobby is going to feel different enough, whereas my day job is, you know, writing documentation for some random free-to-play game or whatever I've been commissioned to work on at the moment. And that means that the spare time outside of that, I kind of want to spend it playing or, you know, making music or just doing some completely different hobby often. So I'm not enough of a technical person to have an opinion on things like Pico 8, you know? Ah, the seed. Yeah, for the farmer. Good shout. Where'd he go? Was he back up here? Was the farm up here if I walk past it? Yeah. What's he going to give us? A flamethrower. I did. You're not going to give me anything extra even though you said you would. I'm going to kill you. He doesn't have a reward for us. I think that's a demo thing. Yeah. He tricked us. He was like, do my job for me, I'll give you a reward. Didn't give us a reward. Right, what have we got? We got a diamond. I think that means we can go and unlock one of those demony dragony things. He gave us bones, yeah. If you do my job for me, you can have some pieces of a dead person. Thanks. It's my favourite. All I've ever wanted. What PC specs am I running? I don't know off the top of my head. What system specs am I running? The sort of thing I don't think about. I had 1 month about 2 years ago where I had a bit of extra money and I just thought I'm gonna buy a new computer, and I haven't thought about what's inside it since. Apart from hard drives and stuff. AMD Ryzen 5 3606 core processor, 16 RAM. I can't see the graphics card. Not that we can tell from this game, but yeah. That was a map in the store, you're right. Okay, maybe we do need to get the map from the store. Okay, so this is how the diamonds work. They give you a permanent upgrade. Collect more resources, invincible while healing and casting, critical hit chance. Your weapons get more armor before they break. Does nothing, I'm still working on this one, lol. I mean, it's always going to be health straight away in a game where you've died a lot. Give me the ruby. Om nom 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 nom. Om nom 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 nom. Got little purple shoes on. So we know that there is a map. Hang on, I should go and check how much it is, because if it's like 5 gold or something, then probably worth staying near the area until we've got it. Yeah, I do really like this. I do think Moonshire is a little bit of a forgettable name. I think you're right there. Titles are hard. Titles are really, really hard. It's at least a... Oh, there we go. We did have enough. I don't have it. There we go. That's where I am. Thanks, Gil. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, so I have certain bugbears about titles. Like, I do prefer a title that is a fiction-based title, like a title that is something that comes from the world. Like, I really dislike it when a game has pixel in the title, or, you know, it's a deck-building game and it's called Deck of, or Rogue something. Like, there are games that I love that are in those categories. I like Rogue Legacy, I like Rogue Book, but I just think it always feels a bit unimaginative. And especially once a genre is really established, like, you're no longer differentiating yourself by having a roguelike with Rogue in the title. You're just looking like you're kind of part of a trend. So I think unless you're early on to something, then you do need a title that is based in the fiction of your world, which Moonshire is at least. But yeah, I don't know. Bastard horse histories. Oh, Mario, I need to remove that button. I took myself off of Fiverr and everything else that wasn't like direct contact, because they always make things difficult. Yeah, I think, you know, the intro of this game was like, who can save Moonshire? So it has like at least a relationship to what you're trying to do in the game. But I get the sense that this game is very much like gameplay and like location building first and lore second. Because like the map we just picked up, it didn't even give us the name of the world. It was like, get a map for question mark place. And it's like, okay, you haven't even named the world yet. So... I don't think those are bad problems to have. It's much better than having a massive lore bible for a game that isn't fun to play, you know? So the game video report service, it will be active on the website in about a week or two. Just the website developer is away at the moment, but I think those will start off at £50 because it will take me just over an hour to do it. But I'm kind of open to people sending me different things as well. So, for example, if someone's finished their game and they want their they want their Steam page reviewed instead, then I can do that as well. But yeah, it will end up being for like £50 that service because it's like an hour's worth of work to quickly playtest the game and then make a 10-minute video explaining what is the like weakest part of the game, I guess. I'm really just experimenting with different formats of services that people would find useful, and I know for like indies it's usually better to have some quick thing that you can just get once rather than like an ongoing thing that you get charged for. Ooh. But I mean, the other thing is just if you've got access to our Discord already because you're a member, then do use that, because I'm usually on there for at least an hour a day, like giving people feedback on stuff. And obviously there's certain things that are easier to talk about without having to test a game. Like, we've had a lot of conversations about interface and UI design recently. And those things, it's very easy to just look at a screenshot and talk about the screenshot, whereas if it's something where someone needs their game played, it's a little bit more time consuming. Did it. Zelda: A Link to the Past is long, but it's evocative. Yeah, it is. This should be called Hilda, A Moon to the Shire. I mean, I'm joking, but sometimes taking the structure of a title from a thing that's similar, right, can be helpful. Or looking at the titles of other things like comics and movies and stuff like that. Healing yourself will now summon bolts of lightning. Nice. So we're getting that Metroidvania thing of like stacking abilities on abilities, so now it's just like, it's augmenting one of the abilities we have to just do an extra thing. I like that stuff. It's elegant. And it means you get to feel like you're upgrading, but you don't have more buttons to do, right? Which is nice. You know, it gives you another effect to think about. Oh, when I heal, now that will happen. And you can like factor that in and think about it during combat and everything. But you don't have to learn like a whole other move or anything, because it's just attached to that healing. The main character has a gut wound. Yeah, that makes sense. A game about digestive problems. I worked on one of those recently, surprisingly enough. It was an edgy game about the digestive system. One thing I will say about this game, I really like this character design. It's very easy to relate to because it's kind of cute and kind of cool at the same time, right? This character has these two qualities of it's a cute character that I kind of want to protect, right? Which is what cuteness usually achieves. If we're in an action game and it's like I don't want this character to die, then having a cute character works, right? But it's also kind of cool because they could be a wizard, they could be a rogue, we don't really know, and it's kind of like evoking the Final Fantasy mages and stuff like that, which is doing some kind of genre stuff for us. But I do really like this character. I like how cute they are without being like so cute that they look like an utter weakling. And I sort of like that they're androgynous as well because we don't really know who's under that hood. No magic school bus, unfortunately. I mean, maybe something a bit like that, but... This whole area has all gone dark now because I killed the anime orb girl. I love how kind of golfy that feels to hit things with the axe and they kind of fly like a golf ball. Ah, okay, so these are good guys, but they were being mind-controlled by Orb Girl. These working conditions are ridiculous. I don't even know how long I've been here. I was worried I'd have to work overtime. Okay. He's upgrading their bird tech. What do you want me to do? I don't think I can do what you want me to do. Let me try with this. Oh, I need to do it. I need to blow up. There we go. Yeah. Makes sense. Duh. Ah. Electricity's back on. You can use your little birdie microwave again. Finally, it's a huge relief to be done with that old core. You're free to keep it if you want. I will. Between you and me, I'm really pushing for a promotion this year. You'd be doing me a huge solid if you didn't report this incident. Here, you can take this. Don't tell anyone I gave it to you, alright? Got another diamond. So there's 5 diamonds. We've already got 2 of them. But again, this is a demo. I don't know how much it represents the kind of pacing of the intended game. Orko. I can't remember Orko. It's cute though. I like it. I don't always like things just because they're cute, right? I think it has to work with the game. And I think in a game like this, in a kind of action game where you're like rolling around and dodging and fighting stuff, you can't have like an everyman character. They either need to be like, they need to be someone that you can root for. And I think that either means going down the route of making a really cool character, which is actually quite hard to pull off, you know. Samus Aran is a cool character. Alucard is a cool character. They are very cool, but they sort of require you to do particular art styles and stuff. Or this sort of middle ground between a character that is cute but still looks like a kind of capable, strong character. I mean, that's kind of what Sonic the Hedgehog or someone like that is, really, isn't it? It's like, it's still a kind of cute animal, but there's a kind of edgy, what do 12-year-olds think is cool design thing going on as well with the character. I've definitely looked at some sort of indie Metroidvanias and just thought, what made you think anyone would want to be this character? Quite a lot recently, actually. It's because I'm sort of interested in people's attempts at doing games in that space and why they don't hit. I've never actually played Tunic. I've watched videos about it. But yeah, I think the Tunic Fox is a good example of a kind of scrappy little guy that you can root for. I think your kind of cutesy anthropomorphic animal guys still need to have something else, right? With Tunic, it's kind of like he's a cute little fox, but he's also sort of like a kind of Robin Hood looking guy, if I remember rightly, like the way that the character is dressed and stuff. Sort of feels like a rogue archetype that you'd have in fantasy games. Yeah, you can't make out what the character is, sort of makes them feel intriguing, right? Makes the character feel like an outsider as well. Because all of the people we've met have just been like very standard human guards and stuff. Yeah, I should. Oh, this is not a good place to be when you can't see what you're doing. Torch, please. Torch. Oh. I died. I don't know how much of this demo is left. I think we might have consumed it all. Torch this time. Gonna eat this torch, pick up another one. I wonder if there's anywhere else I can zap with that big zap effect now that I have missed. Maybe there would have been somewhere up in the clouds where we could use that. But yeah, I think, I usually intend these streams to be 2 hours long. Sometimes we run over, but I think I might have run out of game this time. So, if anyone has any just sort of general questions that they've been holding off on asking because of the game, then please ask them now and we'll chat about those topics in the last 20 minutes, I guess. But if not, I might be on later on in the day to do another hour-long quick doodling art stream. Depending on how many horrible work messages I have in my WhatsApp when I finish this stream. Right. I think we got everything in that cave. I swear I was able to go through this with a light before, but maybe that was one of the lightning rod things. Yeah, the sound design and all of the kind of screen shake and everything that kind of lets you know what's going on in this game is very good. I've just noticed, I mean, it's a bug, but it's kind of an exploitable bug. If your torch goes out in the water and then you transition to a different room, the game sort of still behaves like you've got a lit torch. So you can sort of extinguish a torch in the water and then change room, and then it sort of lights up again, even though it doesn't look like it's lit up again. Which is a goofy little bug. But one that I don't mind, because it makes my life easier. No. No eyeballs. I would definitely be up for doing music streams at some point. Whenever I do music content, it doesn't seem to interest as many other people, but I don't know if that's just because the algorithm doesn't know what to put it with or something, but yeah, potentially. It's just quite slow, so could take a while, but I think if I get, I think I wouldn't want to do it just out of nowhere, so like, if I can find a game that someone is making in our Discord or something where they want some music, then I can stream myself doing that, totally, if they're okay with it. Because it can be helpful, like, to understand things like the visual style of the game and stuff, so that you know why the musician is making the decisions they're making. And if you don't have that context because the person's not allowed to share because it's like a private project or something, then you don't get as much out of having that kind of stuff explained, I guess. But yeah, I would like to do it. Could just end up being quite long streams with lots of horrible noises. Because like listening to someone do music when they're still working out what to do and it's all a bit wrong can be pretty bad. So for the game jam, I might make music for someone else's project if they ask me to. If there's like a project that doesn't have a musician on, I might jump on something towards the end. But the game we're working on, someone has already done some music for it and it's pretty good. Because we're sort of doing a kind of James Bond villain type theme, and they've made some sort of like kind of sounds like evil kind of elevator music, so it fits really, really well. And I wouldn't necessarily want to add more music to the same game myself because I wouldn't be able to use the same sort of like style and instruments as the other composer, right? And then things would clash. So. But yeah, I definitely always had the intention of doing more music stuff on the channel when I can. I just can't justify doing it very often because it doesn't get that much kind of positive feedback. But definitely like some sort of small music thing once a month, definitely. Yeah, that's a funny one, chill. Because it's like we're so used to watching, like if you watch someone explaining what they're doing online, when you're used to seeing it edited down to a tutorial, it's like the person is being an authority and it's like, I'm explaining what I'm doing because this is how you should do it, right? Whereas if you're streaming yourself experimenting, whether you're doing art or music or whatever, it's different because it's like you're showing the process of you working out how to do it, which is not the same thing. I used to do that with when I was teaching Game Maker to like first year uni students. I used to I would show them me working through the problem. I wouldn't just go in with like code and go like, this is how we're making it. I would work it out live and explain the thought process and put it in the comments, and then give, if I needed to just give them the code because they were struggling, they would have the full explanation that I'd written in the comments as we were coding it in class, because a lot of the time the people that really struggle with programming the thing they need to learn is like the meta level attitude thing, which is that you're always going to be looking stuff up. And I think the people that really struggle with programming and can't do it, they're often coming at it from the perspective of like programmers are these magical people that just know everything, and it's like, no, they're looking stuff up all the time, and obviously you retain some of that, but that can make for a very funny streaming thing if you're sort of working something out as you go, because people aren't used to watching that. They're used to watching someone go, I know exactly what we're doing, here's the 10 steps, Yeah, plug-in volumes can be really inconsistent. A beach umbrella? Was it a 3D beach umbrella? A parasol. Shaded programmers are magical people. Yeah, I don't know anything about how any of that stuff works. I think we've broken it. I don't think you can select your second gem because it gets stuck. So we found a few places where this gets stuck. I hope the developer is able to watch this and get something useful out of it, because I haven't been able to inform them of it because they're not on Blue Sky, and I refuse to go on the Elrond Muskrat platform, whatever his name is. I don't know that guy. Hi, Frederick. I've broken Moonshire. I think we've done most of the content that was in the demo, and I've just hit a menu where it gets stuck, so... Let's go and see what the game says about itself on here. Embark on a journey to save Moonshire as you navigate through a mysterious world filled with dungeons, weapons upgrades, and fast-paced combat. I think this all does a pretty good job of communicating what the game is and what it's about. I really love the recoloring the heroes' clothes thing. You can even recolor their eyes. It's such a nice little, very simple customization thing. Yeah, also, if any of you have me on Blue Sky and I haven't followed you back, just say hi, and I will. I only don't refollow people on there because it's kind of got to a bit of a rate where it's hard to do. So I just have a bit of a personal rule that I follow people when they interact, and then that means that I'm not just on there following people back constantly. So if you are following me on Blue Sky and I haven't followed you back yet, just say hi at some point, and I will remember to follow back. But yeah, I'm not going back to the Musk platform. My dad always tries to send me tweets, and I'm like, I cannot look at them. Okay, it won't even let me look at them anymore. You can't look at a tweet unless you install the app. If someone tweets you on a different platform and they send you a tweet, it's like you must have an X account to look at this content that was probably made by a bot. It's a action adventure. It's a Souls-like. I mean, this is becoming meaningless now, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is another one of those ones where I said recommend a game made by a YouTuber. Yeah, it's another one of those. But yeah, I feel like Souls-like is becoming a bit meaningless. So this has sunflowers, they are checkpoints. Okay, but old school platformers have checkpoints. That doesn't make them a Souls-like. But I sort of understand that these words are ways of enticing people and stuff, but I think these are kind of like meta genres, like Souls-like, roguelike, where it's about the general structure of the game rather than what you're doing moment to moment. It's like people treat it like it's a genre, right? But you could have a roguelike where you're doing anything. It's just the structure of the progression or lack of progression is what makes it a roguelike or a roguelite. And Souls is like a little bit more specific. It's like you lose stuff when you die. There's high stakes. I didn't really notice us losing anything when we die. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, here are the rules of what something must do to fit in this category. I just think it's interesting that we sort of use these things to try and attract people, I guess, but like they don't describe something tangible about the moment-to-moment gameplay, really, a lot of the time. Yeah, puzzle platformer, it's like, I mean, even puzzle can mean a wildly different thing, right? Like, I like Zachtronics games that are efficiency puzzles, right? But no one really thinks of those kind of factory automation puzzles as puzzle games. They're like their own genre. Yeah. Yeah, we just have to rescue the developers from Twitter. Yeah, I feel like Souls-like does have a meaning, but I can't see how it relates to this game because we don't have that. There's not enough resources. Like the way that a Souls-like works is that you need to have a quite fine-grained currency to pick up and lose. We had gold in this. We didn't pick up much of it, and I couldn't see what, if anything, we lost when we died, and there wasn't any kind of going back to pick stuff up from where you died. So, just like, what part of that is a Souls-like? I find I will probably do some sort of video essay on this soon, but I'm finding genres increasingly frustrating when I try to talk to people about indie game dev, because there's this idea that there's like a magic combination of genres you'll do to make your game popular, and I don't think that's really how it works, because you will make a good game by making a game in the genre that you personally know the most about, right? You're not going to make a good game by just making the popular genre. I guess there's some middle ground where it's like, okay, I can personally probably make games in these 4 genres. Which one is the most popular? Okay, I'll do that, right? But the idea that there's just like this magic combination of genres and themes that will be like the hotness, and you have to just puzzle what it is just really, really unhelpful. And I think a lot of the time what people don't understand is that a genre is like pointing towards something, but it's not the thing in its own right? So an RPG is pointing towards particular types of things that players like to do, and that's why the genre RPG isn't that useful, because it's come to mean anything where you level something up, right, rather than a fixed focus on roleplay, which is what some people want from an RPG. So what you usually need to do as a game designer is understand what people are actually getting out of your game, and then the genres are just like signs that point towards that, right? Like you get a type of action game that isn't about finesse, it's just about mindlessly grinding, right? Which is what you do to a degree in Vampire Survivors. You just kind of, the damage is happening automatically. And then you get like action games like certain types of like Metroidvanias and stuff where you're bouncing around from thing to thing, and it's very, very based on flair and finesse. And that's got a totally different appeal. And you're not necessarily going to capture that in the genre tags, right? Because the genre tags are just like, they're pointing at something, but they're not the thing. Not suitable for work, stealth golf. Yeah, let's make it happen. I will play that. I know we've had horror golf. What's it called? Is it called greener grass or something? It's something to do with green grass. I'll just type in horror golf and see where we get. Golfing over it with Alva Mayo. I know there is a horror golf game. It was in one of it was in a video essay recently. I haven't played Bakura. Let's check it out. Oh, that looks lovely. So, I think the thing with platformers, right, is that, okay, platforming is a game genre if you have a skill-based game where you're jumping from platform to platform and that's the main thing you're doing in the game, like a Mario or something like that. But it's also just like, it's a camera angle, right? So, it's like... The thing with the puzzle platformer is, if you make a puzzle platformer in this format where you're seeing the game from the side, that game probably has the same appeal as a game where you're doing similar puzzles but from a top-down perspective or something like that. Obviously, it gives different affordances for the design of, like, do we have the camera over here and you jump up things, or do we have the camera above? But in terms of the type of player it's appealing to, like, people don't choose what games they like based on just where the camera is relative to the stuff going on in the game, right? They choose the game based on what type of thinking or what type of, like, activity they get to do in the game, right? So talking about puzzle platformers as a genre, it's like, what is the appeal, right? And this looks like one where part of the appeal is the world building and the kind of like location and stuff. But I think the puzzle part isn't well, the puzzle part is an appeal, but I think the platforming part, it's like, I don't see any situations in this where the platforming is anything other than just you see the game from the side, you know? I'm not seeing like loads of crazy platform jumping or anything like that. Looks great. I really like the character designs. I'm glad we're getting more co-op games in general. But again, I'm not saying any of this to be like people like or dislike platforming, right? I think that it's just... I just don't think it's that relevant as a part of the classification for the game, you know? That's so cute. It's like, have you watched Scavenger's Reign? Like Chibi Scavenger's Reign. Farewell Planet is another game by the same developer. Really cool. but Bokura has a lot of gore. This one. Oh no. Okay, so that's Bokura, and then Bokura Planet. Yeah, I like horror and cute together. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Oh, it's like a Junji Ito type monster. Yeah, that's a cool combination of things. Like horror in the context of cute stuff is a really nice mix. The type of horror game I really don't like is just sort of everything is grey brown and everything is edgy and dark, and it's just like a Saw movie. I don't even dislike it, I just think it doesn't create an interesting dynamic to be scared in, because you just know from the get-go what's going on and what it's trying to do, you know? Puzzle where you carry the other character's head around. I like the duck. Do you know if there's a PlayStation version of this? Right, I'm going to shut this stream down now because I need to see what my many work texts are about. But thank you all for coming and checking out Moonshire, title pending. We're going to change the name to A Little Guy with Eyes and a Sword.